Yes, it's time to get down to business. Welcome to the unofficial podcast for the FIFA World Cup 2026. 3 lines and a packet of crisps. Episode 3, Park the Bus. Sponsored by Builders Spandex. Builders trousers that bend with you and not against you. Have confidence you can bend freely without the dunker bunker being on shore. When the dirt locker builds a wall, I keep it clean, I keep it crack free. Builders Spandex. The only point in being done is the one not at your bum. Please note T's and C's apply. Bit of M&M there, bit of business, clean version. No smut on this show, no swearing. We're a family friendly podcast. No cheap jokes at other people's expense. And tonight, the World Cup really starts for us, for England. So what have we seen so far? Well, I think Holland's been the biggest letdown for me, even worse than Spain versus Cape Verde. I thought they were really poor. I'm not having that Japan's these dark horses and all the pundits are saying they're going to go far. Not for me. I just thought Holland were really poor. I think they were vulnerable at the back. I think they lacked creativity. And like I say, if England face Japan now in a competitive match, I'd like to think we'd beat them by 2 or 3 goals at least. France last night, they didn't look unbeatable. And there was definitely holes in their defence. Poor first half from them, I thought. But they pulled it together second to win 3-1. And I think if England face them in the World Cup, we have to match them. We have to go attack versus attack. I think a lot of teams play France and they try to just play counter-attacking football, but that'll be the worst thing you could ever do against them because they'll be 2 or 3 up in a crack. So I'd like to see England really have a go at France if we face them, which is different to what I think Southgate would do against them. But the performance of the tournament so far for me was the Saudi Arabian goalkeeper. Absolutely outstanding, and the team played really well. Messi last night reminded us that age is just a number. What a hat-trick, and he scored 4 really. I mean, I know the first one was offside, but just reminding us of how great he is, you know. I know it was only against Algeria, but I mean, I'm in Ronaldo's camp for the best player ever, but that might have just changed my mind there. Because one thing I always kind of shout on about is how well Ronaldo's looked after himself and how he's still going and how he's still performing. I also talk about kind of the genetics behind it, so the height of Ronaldo, which would make him more dangerous in the air. He can dribble, not as good as Messi, but he's really good in his own right. Scores goals, you know, he's been at a lot more clubs than Messi and done it. But to be fair, when you see what Messi did last night, and you had all the things that he's won, the Ballon d'Ors, all the trophies, and you see him still doing it, you've got to ask yourself a question, and that's not I don't think that's the greatest Argentinian team we've seen. And I know it's only against Algeria, but to score a hat-trick, you know, it's got me questioning now. I think I might be swaying over to Messi being the greatest player ever. But my dark horse of the tournament, probably no shock really, but maybe it's Morocco. I thought they played really well against Brazil. But a lot happens in a week in football. And let's just touch on Chalobah coming in for Livramento. He must have been 6th or 7th choice. See what I've done there? Do you like that? He must have been. I mean, Tuchel must have rang the lads up. He must have rang Lewis all up. He must have rang Cole Palmer, Foden, Gibbs White. And he must have just been too late. They were already on the Grealish Wenger bus, touring in Ibiza. And then you've got a choice, haven't you? Do you watch the matches in Ibiza, chilling out, topping the tan up? Or do you go and spend a couple of minutes, maybe he's on the pitch with England? I'm assuming that's what's happened. I'm assuming that, you know, Chalobah stepped up to the plate. He's done what the dirt locker would do, so we wish him all the best. I mean, listen, my issue is with Chalobah. He started last season. If I remember right, he started really well because I had him in my dream team. That's the only reason I know. I don't follow Chelsea that close, but I think he did really well last year at the start of the season. He might have been injured for a bit of it. Chalobah, I don't have any problem with him going. Listen, he's athletic. He's physical, tall, he's good in the air, he can score goals. He came right through the England ranks. So he knows what's expected of him. And I think what is probably one of the main reasons why he was chosen is because he actually fits in with a group that's trying to prove themselves and prove all of us wrong. Now, yeah, I don't have a problem with that, you know. So we wish Chalobah all the best. I hope he gets a good few minutes out there. But it just seemed a strange swap out for Livramento. I mean, Lewis Hall couldn't win either way, could he? I mean, if he replaces Livramento, then he's getting jip. They'll be winding him up saying he only got in because Livramento had an ingrown toenail and had to drop out. So he couldn't win either way. He was going to get ribbed off the lads at Newcastle. So, listen, I think it should have been Lewis Hall. But ultimately, he's gone for Chalobah, and there could be other reasons behind that. Something else I want to touch on before we talk about predictions for tonight. Tuchel getting a contract extension for 2028. 4 balls even kicked. That's wild. I mean, has Tuchel done that well for England since he's been in charge? You know, not for me. Not for me. He's done a lot of firsts. First time, being beat off Japan, I think it was. So, there's a couple of, he's I don't see why they give him a contract. If we go out in the group stages of this tournament, that's a problem. That's a problem straight away. Because you've given someone a contract now to 2028 and you're going to have to back them. And if it's a case of not backing them, you're going to have to pay a hell of a lot of money to get them out of it. Wild. I don't see the sense in that. I genuinely do not see the sense in that. He hasn't proven anything yet. Okay, he's going around very authoritative, and I've said this before, I wasn't his biggest fan, but I've watched him in the last couple of games and he's you can see from the sideline he's coaching, you can see the people who he has there, the invested, he's put faith in them, he expects it to be repaid. But if he gets this wrong, there'll be a backlash. But I guess he's big enough to take it, and the FA, they're confident with what he's doing, they're happy with how he works with them, so they're going with it. But to me, I just feel like a bit premature, personally, But listen, we're here to talk about the game tonight because the World Cup starts for us, and it's England versus Croatia. So to name a few of the Croatian players who we know, Gvardiol, who hasn't played a great deal at Man City this year, Modric, who's about 56, and Perisic, who's just behind him, about 54. Listen, they're not that old. Modric is 40 and Perisic is 37, but ultimately, they've been world-class players, both of them. I've always liked Perisic. I've always had a soft spot for him. Even when he went to Tottenham, he has that little bit of quality that you can switch on now and then. He's played for all the big clubs around the world. He was at Bayern. He did really well. I'm shocked he looks like he's starting tonight. So we will have to watch out for what they possess, and they do possess a killer ball. I'm not sure they've got the players who can work around them to actually cause England a problem, personally. And if I'm making predictions for tonight, I'm going to say, I want to put my hat on it, England 3, Croatia 0. That's my prediction for tonight. So from the England camp, it looks like Saka won't be playing, and it'll be Madueke. And there was also, I think he might play John Stones instead of Konsa with Mark Guay. I mean, this obviously podcast filmed before we see the starting lineups, and I haven't seen any news today. But I've got a funny feeling that's who he's going to play centre half. I think he's going to play John Stones and Mark Guay. And I think he will put in the middle, I think he'll go Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, and I think he'll go Bellingham. I also think on the left he'll go Gordon, but I'd probably go Rashford. Gordon did really well last match and put himself in the box seat to start tonight. But I thought Rashford came on and did all right in that friendly. I think Rashford showed, I thought, like some better passes, some better play than what Gordon did. But Gordon scored, and he played really well. He got round the defence, whipped a few good balls back. I think they'll go Gordon, but I prefer Rashford. I just think Gordon will come on better as well onto the field if you need to change it. I wouldn't be surprised if Tuchel takes a risk tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he thinks, look, we're better than Croatia. I don't need to take risks by playing Saka. I don't need to take risks by playing Konsa with Mark Guay. I think what he's going to try and do is get some minutes into Stones. I don't think he'll start Henderson, but I think he'll bring Henderson on. I don't think we'll see England's best team tonight on that field. I think we will see 85% of England's best team on that field. Yeah, I think he'll go. I think he'll play Bellingham and Rodgers, and he won't play half each. But I think that they'll get one will get 60 and one will get 30. I think it'll be something like that. But I think what England are hoping is by half time we may be 1 or 2 ahead, and then we can start bringing some people on. I definitely think they're going to take a few risks because I think they'll believe that they can beat Croatia well, and I actually do, to be honest. I know they've been a thorn in our side over the last couple of tournaments, but I think England beat Croatia well. So I've gone 3-0, and I'm actually going to put a bet on that, to be honest, at 3-0. I'd like to see your thoughts, put it in the comments. And whatever you're doing tonight, I hope you have a great night. You know, these are memories that last forever, you know. Even the good ones, you've also got the bad ones which stick in our minds, like when Germany knocked us out in penalties many moons ago. But whatever you do, have a safe one. Spend it with your family. It's the first game. It's important. I'll be watching it with my son and with my dad. And whatever you do, I hope you have a great time. And hopefully, by the next show, we'll be talking about all the positives about England and not actually sat here with 1 point. God forbid it was no point. Questioning why the hell have they given Tuchel a contract? It has to start well for England. With this squad, it has to start well because they won't be given the time to get in the mood for it. So I'm expecting a big performance tonight. I think we'll win 3-0 and fingers crossed we get the job sorted. But before I go, I've got nothing else to say. Before I go, I'll leave you with a song. I know you like a song. Let's see who we've got here. Oh, he's a classic. I know which one I'm going to play already. Bit of Simply Red. Simply Red. Let's have a look. But yes, whatever you're doing, have a great night. Thank you for watching. Please follow, like, subscribe. You know the dance. And he's a classic for you. Have a great night.